Robbery. It's a crime, of course, but not all robbers use weapons or strong-arm tactics. Some use the telephone, working out of what's called a boiler room. Randy Ripplinger this week has been looking at telephone sales rip-offs and warns us it's something to watch out for.
This is a copy of a federal search warrant.
These raids conducted in March in both Miami and Los Angeles provided records to the FBI and postal inspectors, which they hope will lead to fraud convictions. But while one or two boiler rooms may be closed down, hundreds still prey on the unsuspecting. Now, what did you think you were going to be getting here?
Well, I thought I was going to be getting an RCA or luggage, something like that, you know. Heavens, they didn't even mention this stuff here.
One big problem is that the boiler rooms nearly always call out-of-state victims. Authorities in the victim state rarely take any action.
I'm not aware of any significant activity against the out-of-state operators. We hope when they are out of state that the federal authorities will be the ones handling that.
So the local authorities forward consumer complaints to Southern California agencies. Thousands ended up in the files of the LA Better Business Bureau.
We can't handle all of them. We can't deal with the complaints as we would normally like to.
The California Attorney General's office is likewise buried by the boiler rooms, but all of the complaints come from people victimized in other states.
So we don't have any victims here. Where the victims are, the attorneys general there are very interested, but they don't have the company. So any action they bring doesn't make any sense. So the only agencies that can really effectively bring any action are federal agencies who have very little staff for this.
Postal inspectors do some investigation. Sometimes they seize mail containing money destined to the fraud operators. But that only forces a boiler room to change its name and mailing address. Postal inspectors say they've had some convictions of the 350 boiler room operators in the Los Angeles area, but they say many of the operators are related. So when one business feels the heat of the investigation, often it closes down and someone else may open it up under a new name. Then the investigation must start over.
They're probably growing, they're growing. They're not being that much deterred right now. They probably outnumber the investigative resources that are able to go after them if we can successfully prosecute some of the larger operators. So those are the ones we're focusing our attention on. Consequently, some of the smaller fish have to be ignored.
And there are many boiler rooms that ship by common carrier and collect from your credit card, thus avoiding the jurisdiction of the postal inspectors. It is to the point, say consumer protection officials, where the consumer will have to protect himself.
I think you have to figure that if you buy something over the telephone or give your Visa card, the odds are fairly strong that you're going to be cheated. And the odds are even stronger that nobody's going to be around to help you. The best defense is not to buy anything over the telephone unless you know the company.
While there are legitimate companies doing business by phone, authorities say they are in the minority because for now, most boiler rooms are able to hide in the smog of legal loopholes and slow-moving bureaucracy. In Los Angeles, Randy Ripplinger, Channel 2 News.